So boys and girls, I'm actually going to help you out here. I know that most of you have a problem. The problem is, if you're gaming or if you're playing, say, a PUBG, you can do it for 16 hours a day, easily. But when it comes to work, you're not able to push beyond 4 or 5 hours. It's difficult, it's challenging, it pulls a lot out of you, and you just don't feel motivated towards doing it. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how I work 16 hours a day, and I do that on many days. Why it's slightly different from the kind of work you guys do, and how we can sort of make it the same. How you can start working the same way I do. Now, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to creep up from the woodwork. They're going to come from all over YouTube and say, but bhai, life is not about work. Yaar, you're working 16 hours a day, you have no work-life balance. And there are plenty of these guys. So I want to preface this with something. I want to tell you that what I do for 16 hours a day at my office is not work. It does not feel like work to me. I enjoy it down to my bones. And that's the only way to be a workaholic machine in the eyes of others. In my own eyes, I'm playing. I'm having fun. I'm doing what I do even if I wasn't paid to do it. And that's the approach that you have to take towards work that's important. So I'm going to teach you 3 ways that actually makes you capable of putting those 16-hour days towards something that's important to you. Ready? Here goes. Number 1 is to actually make that work feel like play. So like I said in my preface, I really don't consider what I do to be work. It's play. It feels awesome, right? I love looking at the stats and saying, oh, can we improve that? I love talking to my teammates and saying, hey, is there something I can help you with today? I love the process of hiring, even though it can be a little draining sometimes, because I get to speak to some really smart, amazing people, and my network keeps expanding. I love creating content, even though it's the least favorite part of what I do, because it actually gives me the reach. It actually opens those doors for me. I do content for a very different reason than what other people do it for. So what you need to do is make it fun, right? If it's something that's boring, if maybe 16 hours just sitting and crunching numbers, become a number file, become a numberaholic. I don't know if both these words exist, but essentially make numbers your life. And I've actually seen this happen to somebody close to me. I've actually seen this happen to Shashank. See, Shashank, my co-founder, he always loved numbers, but never to the extent that he loved it today. In fact, when I first went up to him and said, dude, you should start doing finance content, he said, finance is so boring, right? How can I keep doing content about finance every single day? And then I told him, well, just try. And once he started doing that content, he also started doing research for that content. And that research actually pushed him into very, very, very dark corners of the internet and dark corners of finance. So he became a finance expert almost unwittingly. He was maybe 70% or 80% good, but I pushed him to go all the way into 100%. And when you go into 100%, you see things and patterns that other people don't. And those things and patterns become a driving force for you. For Elon Musk, something like physics, which might be boring to somebody like you sitting with a physics textbook, is very fun for him because he's actually determining the mysteries of the universe. He's actually tackling the mysteries of the universe when he goes into space. So for him, the motivation comes from something very different compared to somebody sitting with a physics textbook and getting bored for 16 hours a day. So what you need to do is find a way to make it fun, and that usually happens when you go very deep into it. When you say, I'm going to unlock the mysteries of this subject, or I'm going to unlock the mysteries of this job. And trust me, there are plenty of mysteries no matter what you do. Number 2 is actually just abandon what you do, right? If you're sitting 16 hours a day, writing code and you just don't like it and you've done it for a while, so it's not something where you haven't even put the initial effort. Maybe you've gone past the initial effort and it's just something that bores the hell out of you. Then leave. It's probably not meant for you. That's why I always recommend people to test different things. I've said this before, but when buying a new shoe, you'll actually go to Bata, you will look at one shoe, you'll try it out, you'll say, hey, can I try size 9? Then you'll be like, can I try this shoe? Then you'll be like, oh, this store doesn't have the greatest shoes. Let me go to the next store and check it out. You go to the next store, try a few shoes, and then you'll pick one. But with careers, or even with, electronical engineering that you've randomly picked based on God knows what evidence, you get in there and you say, this shoe, and you wear it for life. Beat that, right? So I feel like you should also be doing the testing and trying thing, and that takes a few years. In fact, I did that after I sold JobsPire. After I sold JobsPire for 2 years while running a services agency, I tested and tried a lot of things, right? I basically spent time in many different areas to see what do I truly enjoy. And I feel like you should be doing a little bit of that. So you should be maybe trying a little bit of design, trying a little bit of code, trying a little bit of gaming, and see, okay, am I willing to commit 16 hours a day to this? So once you try a few things and you pick one, that's when you double down. That's when you go deep and say, hey, this is the thing that I'm going to stick to for the rest of my life, or at least for the next few years, right? So instead of making something fun, you're picking something fun. Now, the last tip is actually the title of one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors. The author is Nassim Nicholas Taleb, and the book is called Skin in the Game. Skin in the game means, do you have any ownership of the thing? If you're working 16 hours a day at, say, Wipro, or if you're working at, Infosys or some boring company, right? And you don't have any percentage of profit, nor do you have any equity in that company, then what is the point? You will never feel satisfied doing something for somebody else where you don't have skin in the game, where you don't have some ownership, which means either profit sharing or some equity in that company. I've seen many cases where just a person in a very boring job who's given some equity suddenly loves the company and is willing to push harder and harder and harder. In fact, they'll put more than 16 hours a day because they feel like this is my thing. I own a piece of this thing, right? So look for companies that give you that ownership. And typically, those are startups. In fact, the earlier stage the startup, the more skin in the game you get. So what you can actually do is either start a company of your own, and that way you have a lot of skin in the game. That way, even if you're doing really boring stuff, like filing legal paperwork, you still enjoy it because it's yours. It's like having your own baby, right? Like if you have your own baby, you will tend to it. You'll wake up at 5 in the night and care for it, right? Whereas if it's somebody else's baby, you don't want to hear it scream ever, right? In fact, when I'm in an aeroplane and there's somebody next to me with a kid that's crying, I get very annoyed. But I'm pretty sure if it was my own, I wouldn't feel that way, right? So what would be annoying for me, the same concept which would be annoying for me, can be a blessing if it's mine, right? So look for ownership or equity or profit sharing. All three work, and you should be looking for an opportunity for one of those. Now, one last thing I need to address, and this is an important piece, is this work-life balance thing, right? And this is just my personal opinion, right? And I think I'm allowed an opinion. I think you shouldn't find a job where you need to do this work-life thing, where you need to say, oh, I'll give like 5 hours to this, 6 hours to this. You shouldn't do that. You should find a job that feels like life, that feels like play. So it's actually play-life balance, right? And I feel like if you look at it in that way, then you will really enjoy what you do. You will be a happier person, and even the people that you're with, even the family, your friends, they will all see that reflection of that happiness because you really enjoy what you do. That's why when people go very deep into something, they go into isolation, right? They truly enjoy what they do, so they spend 16, 20 hours a day. They don't have time for family because they enjoy what they do, not because their boss is, sitting there with a danda telling them do this. So I'm not a big believer in work-life balance, but I am a big believer in play-life balance, right? Which is technically life, right? I think humans were put here to play, and I think we should be doing that. We have extremely short lives, so why even work for something that's torturous unless you're saving up for something else? All right, bye. Boss, my editing team has told me that I need to ask you guys to like, I need to ask you guys to subscribe, and I need to ask you guys to share this video with your friends. So please, kar do.